What up, it's Casper. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about the fifth episode of The Studio. Fifth episode of The Studio is called The War. It's 30 minutes, directed by Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen. The fifth episode, and straight up after watching it, very hilarious what drama this episode is showing on the screen. I like how every episode has its own little sauce of drama, its own little unique of how other characters clash with each other. But another thing that stood out in this episode was the fact that Seth Rogen kind of took a step back in this one and let a lot of his co-stars handle this adventure in this episode. In this episode, we're dealing with a character that actually hasn't really been there as much, is the character Quinn. And in this episode, she's more of discouraged about her position in the office. She really feels like it's being overlooked. She really feels like she doesn't have opportunities to shine. And in the drama in this episode, we're seeing how Quinn basically starts a war with Sal, and Sal is trying to have director be part of a certain movie while Quinn is trying to put another director and put other movie ideas to Seth Rogen's character Matt Remick to basically, start up her career as well. And she loves film and she went to film school. Seeing how frustrated Quinn is with Sal interrupt a lot of her moves. You're seeing in this episode how Sal is very agitated and irritated by Quinn's personality because it reminds him of his own daughters. It's a back and forth comedy drama battle war in this episode. The last review I did in episode 4, I'm discussing how Sal and Matt Remick are both as characters are very funny, very adventurous to this TV show, and it's bringing its own unique style of comedy where you laugh at the small things that they say and how nonchalant they say it as well. In this episode, a lot of those moments are here, and I really like how with Quinn's character, the writing for her and her showing back up wasn't something that was like, oh, we forgot about her. When you have these characters show back up like Quinn, you actually remember that she's part of this adventure and part of this whole film industry community that they're running over there at that studio production. Back and forth, the writing is great for both of them. You can definitely tell with Seth Rogen in this episode that he is just a laid back character in here, and he doesn't really have to shine too much, and especially with him having his screen time, you can definitely tell that he's not trying to put too much focus on himself. Camera direction in this episode, very impressive. I'm always shocked with one little thing that this TV show is showing you. I'm always impressed with the smallest angles that they're showing you and just the small things that they're doing with their quality. Very impressed with just everything that they're just showing in this TV show in general, camera wise, because they're showing really cool angles on showing what a person or a character is thinking. Like in this episode, a straight war back and forth with Quinn and Sal. So I like how the camera directions will show, Quinn's facial emotions to her grabbing stuff off a desk and seeing that her mindset is straight like, oh, she's irritated. And same with Sal when he goes to dinner with his daughters. You can see the camera directions on just the environment, knowing that Sal is in his head and my goodness, he's just frustrated by a million things in this film industry and the position he has. There's a moment in this episode with the camera direction where I was honestly very impressed, where it went from them in the parking lot and showing them arriving, to work, and then it floating like some sort of drone shot and then transferring to the other side of a building. The smoothness of that shot, I don't even think there was editing in that shot, but that was very impressive, and that's something that just makes me want to get more into film. Another episode where if you're into movies and film, a lot of stuff that you can pick and point at and be like, oh, I could use that. I would love to do that in my projects, whatever. But definitely in this episode, a lot of ideas were flowing in my head on to make short films. This right here just gave me a more of a motivational, go for it type of feel in this episode, even though it is a drama comedy feel to it. For the viewers, you're going to have a good time with just the personality drama that you can have at a workspace, and I think they executed very, very good on just Hollywood perspective, film perspective, and seeing even in those areas, people have high egos at every level of you working at a place, especially in films. There wasn't too many things in this episode that kind of threw me off. A director named Owen Klein shows up. He plays himself Owen, so need to get used to his catalog, get used to what he's been doing. Overall, I know they're still bringing people who are in the Hollywood world, and none of the people that they're bringing in doesn't feel feel like it's extra or anything off. It's adding to this drama that's pretty comedy, especially the fact that Seth Rogen is behind all this in this episode. For me, I'm taking my time on these episodes, really digesting just characters, the plot, the storyline, and the camera direction. This is easily a TV show you can get addicted to and binge watch episode by episode. Very impressed that I can talk about it and not mention Seth Rogen too much, but he is doing a phenomenal job as the director, doing a great job on showing LA environment, and the storyline in this and the TV show vibe on this is still holding up. After my watching the 5th episode of The Studio, The War, out of 10, I'm gonna have to give this episode a 8 out of 10. That's my review for the 5th episode of The Studio, The War. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.